What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is gonna be T.I. and Tiny friends and family hustle. I guess that's what it is. Season 1, episode 1. So look, I'm not really sure why they stopped doing the family hustle just to turn around and just do another show. But I'm thinking maybe the kids were getting older. Maybe they didn't want to be on video as much. Maybe they weren't as cute as they used to be. Maybe they just ran out of shit to do. And also, I think having other people, other adults on the show buffers so much of the focus being on their personal life and their marriage situation. Um, but I'm cool with it. Like, I'm cool with spreading it out and getting to see some other people. First and foremost, let me just go ahead and let y'all know before we go any further. I am a Monica stand. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I love Monica like some of y'all be loving on Bay. You know what I'm saying? The Bay have, I don't know if Monica got a name for her fans, but whatever it is, I'm the president. I love Monica. So I absolutely welcome the opportunity to just get to see her, see how her life is, see these babies, these beautiful babies she had. Well, they ain't even babies no more. But I have been a Monica fan since The Boy Is Mine. I mean, I'm sorry, not since The Boy Is Mine, since it's just one of those days. I mean, seriously, like, so with that being said, let me let y'all know that, because I'm biased. Um, but then we have Toya Wright, who was married to Lil Wayne. Ray Janae is her daughter. And she has another little princess. And then we have LaToya Luckett, who formerly of Destiny's Child, who's married with a baby. She's also on Greenleaf. And I reviewed Greenleaf, and so I'm loving her. And I've always liked LaToya Luckett too. I like her music. I know I'm not a big, beehive and all of that other stuff, but I ain't gonna go down that road. Yeah, why I thought I was in this house by myself and all of a sudden I just started hearing voices. Hold on a second. I need to investigate. Okay. Whoo, child. Heard noises in the basement. I didn't know who it was. I thought I was by myself. I thought I was gonna have to go get my gun. Luckily for me, there was just my nephew and my brother-in-law. I just didn't know they was here. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So LaToya Luckett's on the show, and she's happily pregnant, and so I'm looking forward to the season just to get an insight into some of these other people's lives. We saw a little glimpse. I didn't watch Toya and Tiny like way back in the day when I came out. I didn't watch it. I did watch Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, with Toya and Ray Janae were on the first 2 seasons. They keep trying to say this is season 2. It's season 3. And somebody in my comments tried to say it was only season 2. Yes, it is. It's season 3. Unless season 1 was a 2-parter, like part 1, part 2. It's season 3. But we'll get back to that. We will get back to that. So the first scene we see Tiny and T.I., they giving us an update on their situation. They are still legally separated. The divorce is off, though. She's no longer moving forward with divorce, but they are still separated. She's still living in her home. He's living in his house. They're still doing the co-parenting thing. And they pretty much, they're seeing each other. They're dating. I'm sure they gave the impression that they're, back in the marital bed. Maybe not every night. Maybe not an ongoing thing. But basically, at the end of the day, Tiny wants something that I don't think T.I. can give her. Well, I'm not going to say he can't give her. I don't think he's going to give her or wants to give her or is capable. Because he's capable of doing it. He was, because this is happening right after that whole video came out of him with his hand on the lady's butt and all that other stuff. And he was like, the problem isn't that my hand was on the butt. The problem is that it was on social media and everybody got an opinion. And he was saying, I hate the fact that everybody puts their 2 cents in and everybody gets involved. He was like, had that been a private situation and me and Tiny had been able to handle that privately, it would have been, I would have told her about it, it would have blown over, and it would have went on about its business. No, you would have been able to sweet talk her and she would have been able to forget about it. But when it's in her face and she's got her friends saying, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's not that easy. I like T.I., I really do. But I just feel like the way he treats his marriage, I I just don't think it's fair to Tiny, because it's okay for him to do whatever the hell he wants to do, but when Tiny wants to go out and do what she want to do, then it's an issue, it's a problem. But that's their marriage and they mine. I like T.I., I like Tiny, but I just think, because she said he just gonna have to show me he loves me. He keeps telling me he loves me, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like he's giving you the best that he's got. Like, this is all you're going to get from him. I just don't, because I don't think he wants to do anything different. I think he is perfectly capable of being a dedicated husband. I just don't think he wants to be. That's my opinion. But maybe he'll prove me wrong one day. The other thing that's hilarious to me, only my old heads are going to remember this. Although it does come in reruns now. Living Color. Y'all remember Damon Wayans' character on Living Color? The jail dude that kept using the big words and the big vocabulary but wasn't making no goddamn sense? That is T.I. T.I. said, the ludicrousness of this situation baffles me. The ludicrousness of this situation baffles me. Now, granted, that, it's not like it doesn't make any sense. It's just, why are we using all these? I'm flabbergasted. Like, the whole episode, he's using these crazy big words and whatever. All right, T.I., you funny. Okay. But like I said, I like T.I. I really do. I like his music. I like him. Then we see Miss Monica. Ooh, Miss Monica. With the babies. She's, her and Shannon Brown, they have their 3 kids. Her 2 oldest kids are by someone else, and she's a solo artist now. I mean, an independent artist now. She's no longer on a record label, and she said that she feels free to just go back to doing the type of music she wants to do, just to do that soul type music, which, I can't wait to hear. Whatever project she dropping, it's mine. Whatever it is, I love her voice. I just love it. I love her attitude. I love how she carries herself. I really do. Her mother and her father-in-law, her mother and her stepfather live with them. And so they just got like a, one big blended family. That baby, Layla, they were eating lobster and steak. And that baby was eating lobster. She was just a slurping and chewing. And I said, that's somebody that's used to having lobster. Because she was eating it like it was a hot dog. I said, yeah, that's somebody that's used to this. This filet mignon wasn't for the camera, baby. This surf and turf, I should say, wasn't for the camera. She is used to surf and turf, right? But, everything seems good with them. And then, of course, we go over to Toya. Toya's moved into a new home, which you wouldn't know that if you didn't look at Growing Up Hip Hop. She was in a different house, or at least they filmed at a different house on Growing Up Hip Hop. She's got a different home, and it looks really nice. It's a nice home, and she's got her baby, and she's talking about she's really happy. She's in a good place right now. She's got her boyfriend who's not in the industry. He's not, and he doesn't even seem to want to be in the limelight. Like, it took a long time, unless you were just really stalking her Instagram and stuff. It took a really long time for people to really see a lot of pictures of her boyfriend. But everything, everything is everything. And then Miss LaToya comes through, and LaToya Luckett, that is, and she's happy and pregnant, and she's moving back to Atlanta. She lived in Atlanta for a while, and then she went back. I want to say she was living in Texas for a while, because I think she opened up some boutiques and some things of that nature in Texas, and maybe she lived in LA or something, I don't know, but she's moving back to Atlanta, and I believe Greenleaf Films in Atlanta, so maybe that's why she's kind of moving to Atlanta a little bit more permanently. But they kind of give you the catch up with everybody and see what everybody's doing in their life kind of thing. LaToya Luckett's story is she met her husband through a mutual friend. It was a whirlwind romance. They were dating. Next thing you know, they were married. Next thing you know, they were pregnant. And she said, now, we just have a lot of getting to know each other. And that just sort of hit me kind of sideways. I know in any marriage, in any relationship, you have to get to know each other. But I think they move so fast, and then they're going straight into having a baby, bringing a third person into and he has a daughter, so there's sort of a step situation, or a bonus baby. I like that term, bonus baby situation. That I think they're getting to know each other as they're growing, and that's always challenging. I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm not speaking nothing negative on their relationship. I'm just saying I think that's always a challenging situation. So there's, you get the whole catch up type thing. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. So you see the girls go out for lunch and they all catch it. Well, no, you see Toya, Monica, and Tiny. They're going out for dinner. They're having like a little ladies' night out for dinner or whatever. And basically, what it sounds like is that Monica likes T.I. Monica don't always like how T.I. treats Tiny, and she's told Tiny some things. Now, they don't get into no details of what she done told Tiny, but it sounds like she's told Tiny, look, I like him and all, but you need to put your foot in his ass. That's what it sounds like. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but I feel like that's what happened. Then on the flip side, Reginae, Toya's oldest daughter, she's 19 years old. She has a good relationship with Monica, and she calls Monica. And they have a good relationship. And Monica said, and Toya was like, well, what'd she tell you? She was like, see, that's why she calls me, because she know I'm not going to tell you. Now, I believe that if Reginae was getting herself involved in something that was going to be that was going to hurt her or was going to be dangerous for her, I believe Monica would break the confidence. But I think that as long as Reginae is calling her, just getting advice or just talking to her about some things she doesn't want to talk to her mother about or feel comfortable talking to her mother about, I think that that's fine. And I feel like that Toya respects Monica enough to know that and say, they laughed about it or whatever, but she didn't press her out. She didn't say, well, tell me, that's my daughter. You tell me what my daughter said. She was just like, oh, they go Auntie Monica. So you can tell that there's genuine friendship. Like, this is not made for camera. These ladies are genuinely friends. They hang out. They're in each other's lives. Again, if you follow any of them on social media, you're going to see them on each other's social media all the time. They are genuinely friends. Then we see T.I. hook up with Lil Duval, and I forgot who the other dude was. K-Dub, that's his name. One of T.I.'s friends. And basically, they laying his ass out. They basically telling him, what is wrong with you? Why the fuck do you keep getting caught doing shit you ain't supposed to be doing with women that ain't your wife? And he was like, what you talking about? He was like, see, nah. He was like, what kind of dude is videotaping another dude? Like, how we breaking man code? Lil Duval was like, see, that ain't the problem. The problem ain't about who break it. He said the fact that it's people out there trying to get you caught up is all the more reason why you shouldn't be out there getting caught up. I said, who knew Lil Duval had sense? I didn't. Smile, bitch, right? But they was giving him some good shit. And they was really telling him, you gonna fuck around and lose a good woman. Like, we know you love her, but you really need to do what's right by her. So there was that. Then we had another really good scene with Toya and Reginae. Now let me say this. This is how I know there was 3 seasons of Love and Hip Hop. Of Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. Because season 1, you had that whole beef between Reginae and Brandon, where Brandon made the comment about Lil Wayne and how he could help Lil Wayne's career. And that was like the whole season of beef. And at the end of that season, there was that whole scene where they were at the hotel room. And Reginae was going to get her cousins to beat Brandon ass up. That was season 1. Season 2 was all about how Reginae and Brandon were trying to move past it, and they were going to make up, and they were going to let the past be in the past, and they were going to move forward. But Brandon had done this interview during the hiatus between season 1 and season 2, where he made some disparaging comments about the rest of the cast. That's how I know there's 2 seasons, because I remember the storylines from both seasons. So for people that keep telling me it was 1 season, no, it was not. Moving on. And that was the other thing at the end of season, well, somewhere in the middle of season 2, Toya got pissed off and she said, my daughter will not be back for season 3. She said, I don't like the editing. They're making my daughter look like a spoiled brat. And they promised me after season 1 that they weren't going to do this, but they're doing it again. We won't be back. That's another reason why I remember there was 2 seasons. Anyway, act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. But Reginae is a spoiled brat. She is. She's young and she thinks she knows everything, which most 19-year-olds do. The only difference is Reginae has money and she has notoriety. And that adds to the I think I know everything moment. We know that she's dating Lucci. What's his name? Tiffin Elephant Lucci. And it's very public. They're very public about their relationship. And Reginae's a beautiful girl. But Toya has a problem with it. Toya doesn't like her dating a rapper. She said, I've been there, I've done that. I just want more for my daughter. Like, I want her to go to college. I want her to do the things that I wasn't able to do because of my decisions that I made. I just want better for my child, which is what most mothers want. Unfortunately, what we know is the more we push them in one direction, they move in a different direction. Like, we know that's what ends up happening. So, they have this whole scene. Then Reginae tells her she don't want to go back to school. So her mother, because she was a freshman at Clark Atlanta, she's supposed to be going back for her sophomore year. Then she tells her she don't really want to go back to school, that she just feels like that she's just not happy, that she's only there because her mother wants her there and she just wants to do other things. No, you want to chase that nigga around the country. That's what you want to do. You want the freedom to be able to chase him around. That was another thing that came up. That her mother was like, you don't have to be everywhere he is. You don't have to be at every after party. You don't have to go to every show. Like, you don't have to chase him around. And she was like, that's not him. That's me. I want to be there. And he can't tell me no. And I feel where Toya is coming from, but I also feel like the more Toya pushes him away, the more she's going to want to go. Like, that's what kids do. And when she realized that she couldn't really change her mind, she said, okay, well, have fun, enjoy your life. And I feel like Toya is one of those mothers that she will 100% have your back. But when you want to do something that's outside of what she thinks is best for you, she gonna let you fall on your ass. I really feel like I really feel like she is. I really feel like she is. Now, the other thing that came up is Reginae said she wanted to go into acting. And Toya was like, where'd that come from? She was like, I feel like, she said, that came out of nowhere. She said, I feel like, because later on we see her talking to Tiny. And Tiny was like, well, I mean, I signed my record deal and I sacrificed going to college. She was like, yeah, but do you hear the difference? You signed a record deal. She don't have no movies coming out. She hasn't done anything to put her in a position to go into acting. She's never expressed any interest in acting until now. Now all of a sudden, and she said, I feel like she's just doing that because she's just trying to do the opposite of what me and Wayne are doing, which is probably very valid, very much so. Then we found out that LaToya Luckett used to date T.I. back in the day, but Tiny said she ain't got no beef with her. She said that was before her. She said Toya ain't never came to her no kind of way. She said she knows Toya from way back from Destiny Child days, because Escape and Destiny Child did a couple of tour dates together back in the day, and they were cool. She said, I knew that she dated, T.I., and it ain't never been no issue with us. Like, it ain't never been no problem. So LaToya is having a housewarming. She's inviting, everybody over. And so Toya was like, well, that's how the conversation came up. And Tony was like, I'll go. I don't have no problem with going over there. Like, again, I don't have no beef with this woman. Like, we cool. She asked Tip to go with her. Tip said, nah, he ain't going to no party. She was like, come on. She was like, everybody else is taking their significant other, and I'm just going to be there by myself. He was like, see, this is what I got a problem with. I can't be your man when it's convenient for me to be your man. Either we in or we out. He was like, but you're not going to put me in a box and then take me out when you're ready to play with me, and then you put me back in that box. He was like, you say you want to be independent and you want to be your own woman. He said, I respected that. You got your own place. You over there, you being independent. But don't come running to me when you want to play house. And I see where he's coming from. However, I feel like the fact that you are in the doghouse, every opportunity for you to come around and be husband of the year, I feel like you should take. That's all I'm saying. Especially since right now, you in the doghouse again. Like, you never really got out the doghouse from the last one, and you back in the doghouse. So I just feel like you should show up with bells on. Maybe I'm wrong. So we get to the housewoman. And it's a beautiful house. It is. It's a really nice house. And LaToya's Atlanta friends are there, as well as, the people from the show and everything. And Pastor John Gray is there, and he's there to bless. He's going to bless the house while he's there. I don't know if I think they're legitimately friends, but he's going to bless the house while he's there. And he gets to talking about, the elephant in the room is always going to be T.I. and Tiny. Toya made a comment about the fact that she was hoping to see T.I., but he wasn't there. And so it's obvious that he's not there, and that came up a couple of times. But the other thing that kind of came through was John Gray starts talking about marriage and sticking in there and staying with it. And that was one of the other women there was saying, yeah, that's something I always admire about you, Tiny. I mean, is that you stick by your man, and you you support your man and blah, 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 blah. Well, I feel like, yeah, but how many times you supposed to stick by somebody? That ain't my place to judge. That's between him and her. But he gave some really good stuff, and he went scripture on them and everything else. And it looked like they all had a really good time. And all in all, it was a pretty good start to the season. I thought it was a good episode. The other thing that came up was they were talking about how T.I. bought the car and everything for Tiny after he screwed up, and they were like, but you just can't buy everything. Everything can't be materialistic. Everything you can't, because he said, he was like, I bought her a car. Okay, but like, she can buy her own car. Like, again, you're not dealing with a woman that don't have her own money, so buying her a car was a nice gesture. Buying her Louboutins, buying her a nice bag, like, those are really nice gestures, but she can get all that on her own. She doesn't need you for that. She wants you for love and companionship and fucking monogamy. Anyway, we'll see where we go from there. Look like it's a good little start off to the season. See where it goes from there. Peace.